Alright, so it is time to get my potatoes that we pulled out of the garden and store them for winter. So I've been letting them kind of cure out, which is letting the skins kind of harden. I guess it serves as like a protective barrier against, you know, the elements. So I don't have a root cellar, but I have the closest thing to it, which is a basement. So they kind of say the best thing for potatoes is around 40-45 degrees storage and in a ventilated, dry, dark area. So I have them currently in here. I put them in here earlier. I don't think the woodshed's gonna be a good place for it because when the temperatures drop and we're supposed to have a really cold winter, it's gonna be below freezing in there and they could crack open. So best thing I could think of is putting them in my basement. Now, generally in the winter time, we're anywhere between 55 and 60 degrees maybe. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put them in cardboard boxes and put layers of newspaper in between them. And we're gonna pick out the ones that have any kind of like defects on them and stuff like that and remove them so they don't like soil the rest of them. So that's what I'm doing.
15 minutes.
All right. Now I've got my supplies. I'll turn my extra light on so I can see. First thing I'm gonna do is go through the potatoes and see what needs to be removed. Now any potatoes with mushy spots or any defects, we're gonna not store under here. Alright, so here's all the potatoes. These are the ones that look good. No bad spots or anything like that on these. I have a few left in here that aren't perfect, so I'll probably go ahead and cook with these first off. Just the ones that I'll cut off the bad spots and try to use these. That way they don't go to waste. And let's get to storing these. I'm going to lay a layer of newspaper down here. I'll put one layer of potatoes at a time, and then I'll put some newspaper over them and just keep layering them. And I'm going to put these in the back part of my basement where it stays dark all the time. So I've got them all boxed up, and I'm gonna take them back to the back part of my basement. So I've got the potatoes stored. Hopefully they'll do good over the winter and we'll have plenty of potatoes to munch on for different dinners, and I am headed inside to get dinner prepared. I think we're having grilled pork chops tonight, so looking forward to that. Y'all, it is beautiful out. We've had dinner and I'm headed down to the chicken coop to give them some leftovers. And then I'm gonna go see what my husband's doing because I think he's about done with the Murphy bed. I think he's actually putting the hardware on and then gonna load it up for tomorrow. Let's go feed the chickens. Hey chickens! They hear me, little mooches. Y'all want some corn? Y'all want some corn? What do y'all think? Miss Queenie, my leghorn, she loves treats. Of course, they all look like they're enjoying it. Let's check these peppers real quick while I'm over here. Oh yeah, okay. Looking pretty good. It might be time to about pick some of them. I'll have to come down here with a basket.
Last day on this project.
Last day.
The guy that's wanting the other bed's coming over tomorrow to look at it.
Good morning. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. It is a chilly morning here in East Tennessee, in the lower 50s, but it feels amazing in here. Now, if I was outside, I'd probably have to put a jacket on for sure. But it is 72 in here, so it feels great. I actually closed this window over here a little bit because there was a cool breeze coming through here. Well, my new carnivorous plants are doing really good. I'm liking their new space. Got another bloom coming out on this Huernia zebrina, my lifesaver plant. Right there, looks like 2 of them. And I'm still watching this one down here from this Stapelia that's never bloomed before. I'm really sure that's a bloom coming out. And I fed this plant some flower tone several weeks back, so looks like it's doing the trick. And everybody else is just hanging out in here, and that's what I'm doing this morning with the plants. All right, let's get to repotting. All right, so I thought I had more sphagnum moss than I do. It's kind of low, so what I think I'm gonna do is go out a little bit later today. I have a haircut, hair trim, and I'm gonna stop and get some because I don't have enough. And I need to repot this begonia right here because it has gotten way too big for this pot. It's very pretty though, look at it. Y'all, so this succulent got a little bit too much light, and it is more of a low light succulent. It's a Haworthia, and it started drying out really bad on the bottom. And I noticed that it, you know, like I said, a lot of succulents kind of, the lower leaves dry as they grow, and that's normal. But it was losing its color. Quickly took it to a more shaded area, and it was under my artificial light, which was still too much for it. So this is a good plant if you have a really low light area in your house. Does perfect. All right, so I've been going around trimming the underneath of a lot of my succulents. So you'll notice that if you raise succulents, that the lower leaves on succulents will dry out. And when I first saw it, I was a little alarmed, thinking, you know, I was killing the plant or something was totally wrong. But that is just part of the way they grow. Their new growth, the underneath of them, a lot of times will dry out, and you can just pull those leaves. And eventually, some of the plants will end up growing tall like this. And a lot of them I leave this way instead of like repotting them short and compact because I just like the look. I think it's neat. I have a variety of different ways that I trim them up. But needless to say, if a succulent is truly drying out, you'll kind of know by the top leaves. That's where I look. They'll kind of start to wrinkle, and that's how I know they need water. And there's so many varieties of succulents, and they all kind of like a little bit different type of lighting. I mean, a lot of them like, you know, a lot of sunlight. A lot of them like indirect sunlight. So basically what I do is I'll put a succulent somewhere and I'll keep a close eye on it. I generally, when I first put them in here, don't like to put them on this side of the greenhouse because it just gets so much full sun that it might shock them, depending on where they've been. So if someone's had this succulent in a nursery that's been, you know, under some shade cloth, you don't want to take it home and put it right in the direct sun because it just may be too much for it all at once. You kind of want to harden it off to a certain area. And as you do that, you want to watch it. You know, if it looks like it could use a little bit more sun, then, you know, gradually move it to the sun. If it looks like it's drying out or browning, then take it away into a more shaded area. Tends to be morning sunlight is the best for succulents. It's not as harsh, so a lot of them I'll put some over here. Well, they'll get the morning sun shining, and then the afternoon it will be shaded. And that is really good for a lot of plants I keep over here, like house plants, succulents such as Haworthias and things like that. But I just watch them. I move my plants around a lot, and also depends on the season because summer obviously is a lot more harsh sun no matter where it's at. So some of them get moved over there in the summer, and then as the winter comes, I'll move them back over here. So I just kind of rotate my plants around. I have to go have my hair trimmed, and then I'm going to stop and try to find some more of this moss here so I can repot and propagate. I have to go have my hair trimmed, and then I'm going to stop and try to find some more of this moss here so I can repot and propagate some off of this plant right here. So I will see you guys in a bit. All right, y'all, I made it back, and I found some sphagnum. They're coming after me. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so I found some peat moss. Cut. Take two. Alright, I found some sphagnum moss, and it's a little bit different than what I normally get. I normally get the long fiber, but I didn't see it, so I just got this, which I think that it will serve the same purpose, really. So that's what I got, because that's all I could find. I got a cute little thermometer with the humidity, because I was wanting it out here, because I always try to guess the temperature when I come down here. And I got me a little rain gauge. Hung right here. I like weather stuff. I'm kind of fascinated with weather. I like to give a little forecast and kind of watch the different things with the weather. It's kind of neat. So anyways, I'm a nerd. All right, let's get those pots and we'll put some of that moss in them. All right, y'all. I'm back outside again. I don't know what I was doing last time I was talking to y'all. This day's really been all over the place. We went out to eat and had dinner, and I have been cleaning out some pots and stuff that I have. I have like a million of these my husband had brought home to me one day last year, and I've been meaning to wash them all. I just have so many, and it got cold last year and I never washed them all, so that's one project I was working on, because I'm just trying to get things in line for winter before it happens. So I washed them all and they're all out here drying. I think they're done drying now, so I'm going to stack these up and put them in the basement. And I still haven't got to my pots yet from my moss that I want to put in them. They're in here though. I'm gonna get to it. And I'm also gonna get some kind of decor to put here to put all my stuff in. So I don't know, I just got all kinds of things running through my head. I'm bouncing off everywhere. All right, y'all, I'm like a circus today. Okay, let's get one task and start at it. We'll try it. This plant has needed to be repotted for a little while. It has definitely outgrown the pot that it was in. I may have to go find some of the long fiber sphagnum moss, because this stuff is gonna fall out of my other pots that I got from the dollar store. So, I mean, I'll be able to use it for some of this stuff. I think my husband found it at Lowe's last year, but they didn't have it today. They only had that. Y'all, the sky has some beautiful clouds right now. Look at that. Look at those pink clouds. Gorgeous. Y'all, I've been outside all day trying to get all these pots cleaned up, and I think I'm just about done. I'm ready to turn in. So, I hope y'all have had a wonderful Saturday. Look at that pretty Cosmo. Beautiful. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow sometime, and have a blessed night.